Come here, guys. Hello, everybody. It's Tina Getz with St. John's Faith Formation. I'm on location today with Father Neil.
Hi.
Hi. How are you doing?
Good.
Good. So thanks for letting me come in and talk to you. So how are you doing with this whole what's going on with the coronavirus and us not being at Mass?
I don't like not having people there. It's really hard to preach to no one. It's really hard to preach to a camera. I feel the spiritual hunger. I feel for the people, and I'm really glad that actually I feel like we've been able to do a lot more here over the last few days to offer the Mass and offer adoration every day and benediction. It's something I don't do all the time. So, and I'm hearing confessions every day, and so I feel like actually I'm doing more priestly things now. We're staying busy, but just in a different way. So, but I miss the people, and I feel the spiritual hunger for them. That especially those people who come to Mass every day, for those people who come every week. I think they're really starting to feel it now.
Yeah, it's really hard. So it feels really good to be out of the house. I'm so excited to be out of the house. I was just so excited. You asked me to come and read for daily Mass on Wednesday and Thursday, so thanks for that. So today, this is showing on a Friday. So I thought I'd just maybe like to ask you, what makes Fridays so special during Lent? What's so different about Fridays?
Yeah, so Fridays in general, but especially Fridays in Lent, are the day in which we remember the death of the Lord, the Passion and the death of the Lord. And so, especially at that 3 o'clock hour every Friday, is a time when we can pause and remember what our Lord has done for us. Because we tend to live in a very human way all the time, and we kind of ignore our spiritual life. And our spiritual life is obviously so much more important than our human life. And that's why people like martyrs always laid down their lives, their human lives, for their spiritual life, because they knew it was important. And so Jesus laid down his life. He died on a Friday, and so we need to take time and pause our human lives and tap into that spiritual life. And so a way to remember that is to deny our bodies. And so in a way we say no to our desires and things that we would normally want. And so it's requested of us to offer some sort of penance on a Friday. And so it can be any sort of penance that we want. A penance is something that we don't really want to do, but we do it for love of the Lord and to help tap us into that spiritual life. So it can be any sort of penance. The Church has, in her wisdom, given us a penance that we can do so that we don't have to come up with something on our own if we don't want to, and that happens to be not eating meat. And that's because meat was a luxury in many people's lives for a long time. Now we have meat constantly in our lives, so it's not quite a luxury as it once was. But it was a great luxury for people to have meat, and so they said, well, don't do that on a Friday, because you'll be able to offer something. Now, in other parts of the world, if you travel to the Mediterranean, they eat a lot more fish than they do eat meat. Right. And so for them, it would actually be more penitential for them to not eat fish on that day, because they love fish, and that's what they really want. So in a way, we could say the Church says don't eat meat on Fridays during Lent, but certainly we should do penance, and even more penance than that. We have to do that as a requirement because the Church has instructed us to do it, but we should offer some sort of penance, and that helps us to mortify our human body so that we can connect into that spiritual self, so we can reconnect with the Lord who died on a Friday.
Great. So what about eating? So maybe we don't want to eat like lobster on a Friday.
No. Yeah. So that happens sometimes where people will go, well, we didn't eat meat, but we went to Red Lobster and we had all the shrimp we could eat. Well, that's not really in the spirit of what we're doing here, right? I mean, we're supposed to be denying ourselves. So go eat. I mean, in our world, most food is pleasurable. So even like a peanut butter, I love peanut butter sandwiches. So even on Friday, I'm like, oh, I really love, but I'll try to eat something that I really don't want, like a vegetable or broccoli or something. Right. And so then I'm really denying myself for the love of the Lord. Now this Friday, we have actually something very special happening. And the Pope Francis, will be offering an address called the Ubi et Orbi address, which means to Rome and to the world. And he only does this twice a year. He usually does it on Christmas Day and on Easter Sunday. He offers the Ubi et Orbi address. But he's doing it special this Friday because of the pandemic. And so he's going to it'll be streamed online off the Vatican website. You can can go to our website or you can go to our Facebook page, and we have a post on there of how to get the streaming. And you can live stream with the Pope, and he'll be having some time in adoration, there'll be some prayers, and then he'll give an address, and it's a really special thing. This is a very extraordinary Ubi et Orbi address that I don't know if he's ever done. I've never heard of them doing this. And also attached to that is a plenary indulgence. So for a person who taps into that, and there's more information on our website about the plenary indulgences.
So what time? So this will air on March 27th. So
Okay.
what time?
Noon. It'll be
noon
live streaming at noon our time.
Okay.
But then they'll also have the replaying after.
Great, so we can do it, since God is out of space and time, you can
Yep.
look back and do that and enter into that time. So we should all do that, so great, thanks for saying that. Thank
Yep.
you.
Yep.
Well, thanks for being with us today.